Very nice to meet you.
It's great to meet you as well. Sorry about last time. I totally flubbed and I went right into a meeting and didn't realize that we had a call the other time.
Oh, totally fine. I'm glad we can connect now.
Me too.
So The Old Man, I haven't finished binging it, but I'm loving it so far. So how did you get involved with it, and what really sold you on coming on board the project?
I remember I had auditioned for it like some way before like I actually was asked to come on board to meet with the creators of the show. So I didn't really think much about it after the audition. Like you just go and you do your thing and you move on. But like I was doing Mockingbird. I just finished doing To Kill a Mockingbird, and I went on like a little trip, and I got a call that they wanted.
Oh no.
Gbenga, are you still there?
Of like the project and the scope and like the cast and the writing, and I was like, oh, this is an amazing project, and I definitely want to do this thing. Yeah, and I was fortunate enough to be invited on, and we started a process that would go like over 2.5 years to try to finish this first season.
That's awesome. You froze for a little bit in the middle there. So just like real quick, if you could maybe kind of recap your answer, just because I didn't want to miss anything.
No worries. I was doing To Kill a Mockingbird for like a year, and so I pulled myself out of television and film for like a while. So, and then when I went on a trip to Argentina, and then I got a call that they wanted to meet, and then when I came back, I met with them, and I got more of a scope of like what this project was, and realized how great the writing was, how great the creative team was, the actors who were involved, and I knew I had to be involved in any way they had me, and it's been amazing since. Of course, we didn't know that it would take more than 2.5 years to finish the first season, but it was worth it. Like this is something that was worth waiting on.
Nice. And you play Julian. How would you describe him, and what has been your favorite part so far of playing him?
Julian he's a searcher in many ways, and he's also very pragmatic, and sometimes too pragmatic. He's got this dichotomy of someone who cares a great deal about people. He works at a hospice. He's helping people who are dying and their families, but then he has got this skill set on the other hand where he's like a hired assassin. But also for pragmatic reasons, like someone's got to help make sense of the world is the way he sees it, and he wants to be on the right side of things and help those people who are trying to make sense of the world, and sometimes that means bullets, according to Julian.
One thing that I'm really appreciating about this show is that it's got kind of a slower pace, but there's just like a strong presence throughout the whole, like every character and things like that. And there's quite a few of those quieter moments. Are you a fan of the quiet moments?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like there's so many levels of storytelling. There's the script, there's the acting, there's the cinematography, there's the tension. And these are all forms of storytelling that kind of working in inclusion together on this project. I'm a fan of the quiet moments. I think a lot of the tension is achieved because of the quiet moments. These are people who are trying not to do horrible things. They're trying not to let their horrible side take over. Whether it's John Lithgow's character, whether it's Dan Chase and and Julian, like they're putting a lot of energy to try to walk a different path, but circumstances, fate is like leading them to go back to like their darker selves at times. And so there's a lot of great tension in that, and them trying holding back their strength.
How do you prepare for those moments?
The writing helps a lot.
Hmm.
The the actors that you're playing off of help a lot too, because you build those moments with them. Um, I've been fortunate to come up under the school of David Simon and Ed Burns and George Pelecanos, and like, as far as like slow burn, like as far as storytelling, and so like years and years and years of reading scripts and acting scripts that where the words that are not said, those quiet moments are more important than the words that are said. I mean, it's is influenced my sense of storytelling, my acting.
Nice, nice. So you're kind of like just always in that mode.
Well, I mean, when need be, because I also like comedies, and comedies are not about the words that I said, or not. They're not about the tension in between. So yeah, so it's I like a range of different things.
Nice, nice. What was it like working with Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow and like the rest of the cast?
Dreamy. It was dreamy. It was ridiculous. I'm like on set watching Amy and Jeff work and just like do just this beautiful work, and I'm like, this is I pay to watch these people do this, and I get to do it with them and learn from them, and it was great. It was great. Just watching them at work and how they approach things differently. John is an absolute sweetheart, like a beautiful human being. We have an amazing cast. I hope this show goes forever.
Well, we're getting close because season 2, it's been officially renewed for season 2. I know it's still kind of early, but are you allowed to say anything about season 2 yet?
And if I want to keep my job, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about season 2, so you probably know as much, if not more than I do, about season 2. I know we start next year, I think, but I'm excited because there was a number of things in season 1, like the first iteration of season 1 before we shut down, that were like that may be that because of timing and because of shutting down twice, maybe addressed in one way or another in season 2, or maybe augmented altogether. So I'm excited. It's like a new novel coming out that I can't wait to read.
Oh, for sure. I'm feeling the same way. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for season 2, I was looking on your IMDb page and you have quite a few projects coming up. Are you allowed to talk about those?
I'll tell you what I know, which isn't very much.
That's fair. That's fair. And in addition to all of your acting, you're also quite the activist with Liberated People. I apologize if I mispronounce this, but Anyton Vintage, and then working with the Museum of Contemporary African Diasporan Art and Refoundry. I hope I pronounced all of that right.
You did. I'm impressed.
Perfect, perfect. How did you get involved with all of this?
Well, I think I like to create. I think a lot of it just comes down to creating. And with Liberated People, we get to address social causes. We make T-shirts and sweatshirts that highlight liberation dates and liberation stories. But it's not about the T-shirts or sweatshirts. It's about the liberation and how we have like people. That's what we have in common as people around the world. And just kind of creating a hub where folks can tell those stories and express themselves. and that came from just being part of different protests around the world throughout the years, and just wanting to create something that like showed that we had more in common than not. And into vintage, I love old things. I love, again, storytelling, like these old pieces of furniture, these old chairs and settees, and they all tell stories, like how they were built, when they were built, who they were built for, how they survived, how well they survived, and then I get to reimagine them and redesign them, and then hopefully add to their story, and then have the pieces add to someone else's story. So it's like I love Aniton, like means person of story. It's my middle name, so it's the story all around. And Makata has been like, I'm a Brooklyn guy, and Makata is like, there's very few things that are as Brooklyn as Makata, the museum and what they've done for African diasporic art in the States. I was fortunate. I feel very fortunate to have been asked to be a board member, and like all the artists that we have come through there. Yeah, it's given a platform, and again, storytelling. And I think that's why I do why I act for a living. Why I write, because I just love. I guess I can't stop telling stories.
There's nothing wrong with that, for sure.
No.
But where do you find the time to do all of this?
Yes, there's that. I don't sleep or have any stable relationships.
Oh.
No. I joke. I don't. I sleep some.
Good. I hope it's a healthy amount.
No, it's not, but I'm used to it. I like making things, and I feel like you have to build while the sun's still shining on you. Like I have my health, I have a career I'm proud of, and I have like stories I want to tell.
I love it. If people want to stay up to date with you, your work, your activism, are you on social media?
I am. I'm on Instagram and on Twitter. I should definitely be on them. I was gonna say I should be on them more, but I don't know how true that statement is. But you can find me on Instagram and Twitter.
Cool. And before I let you go, is there anything else that you would like to add about the old man, any of your upcoming projects, anything?
I mean, I'm excited. Like I'll be doing well, I've done a power ghost book, power book. Sorry, I'm in Paris and I'm exhausted. Ghost book 2, Power Book 2 is coming out. So you should definitely check that out. Like Ghost Book, isn't just things Ghost Book. And I'm excited about some of the films I've been a part of recently. Working with some amazing directors. The like Black Flies is a movie that's coming out that I'm super excited about. Fast Charlie with Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, it may have been James Caan's last film as well. Yeah, so just stay tuned.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day and that you get some rest.
Thank you very much.